Welcome to Sports Savvy TV. Now let's get it. During the NBA Finals, the NBA world was shocked when the New York Knicks organization fired Tom Thibodeau. Me, I understood the move because when you look at Tom Thibodeau, he's a good coach, but he's just not the coach that's gonna get you over the hump to an NBA championship. He's stubborn. He wants everything to go his way. He didn't like to play his bench. You know, a lot of head coaches, they use their staff to help them with coaching. Tom Thibodeau, he barely used his staff. It was just the Tom Thibodeau way or no way. And I believe that's the reason why the New York Knicks decided to let him go. Since then, everybody been wondering, who would the New York Knicks sign? Because whoever they sign, it has to be a good coach and he has to be better than Tom Thibodeau. It took weeks, and weeks. Folks were like, the NBA draft is approaching, NBA free agency is approaching, and the Knicks don't know who they're going to be playing for. Well, the time is up. Over. The New York Knicks have signed Mike Brown. Mike Brown has a lot of experience in the NBA. Some say he a good coach. Some say he a bad coach. If you want my opinion, I think he's somewhere in the middle. For his career, he got 454 career wins with 304 losses. He's a two-time NBA Coach of the Year, four-time NBA champion as assistant coach, with a 50 and 40 career playoff record. You know, he was fired from the Sacramento Kings after like 31 games. But during that time, the Kings had the number one offense in the league. But, it's a big but, they only had the number one offense in the league because of the type of team that he had. He had a young, energetic team that liked to get up and down the court. De'Aaron Fox is probably the fastest point guard player in the NBA. So when you got a guy like him, your offense going to be at the top. You feel me? Mike Brown going to the New York Knicks. This is a totally different playing style. The Knicks like to slow it down, grind you out. When you look at the team, who on the team you could say is like a transition player? Brunson like to play in the half court. So does Cat. So does Josh Hart. A newbie. They don't like to get out and run. They're not built like that. So Mike Brown coming over, I'm not really sure that was the right move. You know, they had other guys out there like Mark Jackson, Sam Cassell. A lot of guys could have got this opportunity. Mike Brown, sorry to say it, Knicks fans, but Mike Brown gonna get you to the second round, and then y'all going home. I might be wrong because right now in the Eastern Conference, the Knicks should be favored to go to the NBA Finals because the Celtics, you don't know what's going on with that team right now. So many rumors about players getting traded. You got the Pacers who just lost Miles Turner, and it seems like DeAndre Ayton going to the Lakers, so the Pacers done lost out on him. They haven't replaced him yet, so they're going to take a step back. You got the Cavs. Until the Cavs can show us they not a fluke, ain't nobody worrying about the Cavs like that. You got Milwaukee. You got Milwaukee, who let Damian Lillard go. And you got Giannis. Will Giannis stay? Will Giannis leave? Too many questions. The Knicks should be favored. But they really should be favored. If they really want a championship, I think this is what the New York Knicks should look into doing. I know that's not the popular opinion. I think that the Knicks should trade Karl-Anthony Towns for Giannis. If you get a guy like Giannis in New York, then you could play Mike Brown's system. Giannis running the point, you could take Brunson off the ball and just let him spot up now. He won't be so tired. He still could close, but Giannis gonna get you there easy. It was like the Knicks, when they play good ball, they be exhausted at the end of the game. It wouldn't be none of that with Giannis, man. You could put the ball in Giannis' hand 55, 60% of the time and let him eat Everybody play off of him. Switch it up sometimes and go back to Brunson running everything. That would be nice, man. I just don't think Karl Anthony Towns is the right guy in New York, man. His mentality don't fit the New York culture. You know what I'm saying? It just don't. Now I know Cat provides shooting that Giannis don't provide, but Giannis give you everything else, man. Giannis give you post game. Giannis give you transition. Giannis give you passing. Giannis give you defense. Giannis give you rebounding. And he do all of that better than Cat, man. You feel me? Giannis gonna give you like the mid-range shot. Cat only like to shoot the three and put his head down and go to the goal, man. You can't win like that. You feel me? So, if I was the Knicks, I would look into doing that. But they probably not going to do that. You know, they're going to be stuck with Brunson and Cat. How will Mike Brown mesh with this team, man? Real talk. When I look at Mike Brown, he ain't nothing but a Mike Wilson clone. Yeah, he going to put up one nice season and going to get eliminated. And after that, he ain't going to do nothing for you. Going to get fired. You know? He always been that type of coach. There's a reason why, you know, he had most of his success as an assistant coach. He never been a good head coach. He wasn't good like that with the Cavs. He just inherited LeBron James. He wasn't really good with the Lakers. And I just told you what happened with the Kings. He got De'Aaron Fox didn't even want to play for him. That's the main reason why Fox wanted to go. I know they had the number one offense, but it's just Mike Brown not the man for the job, man. You know? When you look at all the head coaches, you telling me Mike Brown is a better coach than Joe Mazzulla, Doc Rivers, or even Rick Carlisle? No way. He's not that good. And another thing, Mike Brown runs a motion offense. You know, he goes a little deeper into his rotation than Tom Thibodeau did, but he's not really a defensive-minded coach. Defense won championships. OKC Thunder just showed us that. Yeah, they had SGA, Chet, and Williams, but their defense carried the way. When you look at the Pacers, their defense was much improved and was a big part. They was able to beat the Knicks and get to the NBA Finals. They defense elite. I'm not sure Mike Brown could turn these boys into an elite defensive team. That never been his calling card, you know. It's hard to take a team from being like a defensive-minded team to being an offensive-minded team. You got to have that balance. I'm not sure Mike Brown brings you that balance like that. You know what I'm saying? This Sports Savvy TV, y'all let me know what y'all thought of this move.